Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. I am Abe with MysticGenMara.com, a small town mystic from the middle of Idaho. And tonight, whenever you happen to be seeing this, I would like to offer the elemental energy reading with the runes for the week of November 2nd through the 8th of 2025. These readings are general readings, so take what works, leave the rest for someone else. If you're interested into having your chart read, there is a link in the description for a very basic one. It's by Llewellyn. Gives you your base 12 houses and all the little signs and symbols, and there's a 10 to 20 page explanation of what all that means. With that, we're going to get started with our fire family, but I did want to point out that any energy that's coming forward this week, we have on Wednesday, don't know what day of the week that is, just looked at the calendar, it said Wednesday full moon. There's going to be a full moon, and it's one of the super moons, so anything that you are trying to manifest, anything you are putting intentions towards, this week is going to amplify a lot of that. And anyone who is sensitive for emotions, be aware this week can be a little bit of a interesting week. Same thing for those who are dealing with like insomnia, sleep issues. The middle of the week, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, could be a little intense. So just something to keep in mind. If you're wondering why you're awake at 2 in the morning and can't sleep, it's probably because the moon is really ramping it up this month. So with that, we will get started with our fire family, which covers Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius. So if you're Aries, Leo, or Sagittarius, or have fire high up in your chart, then this one is for you. And fire, you're starting off with the weird rune, or the word rune, which is the rune of fate. So it is mystery, fate, the unknown, to have trust and faith. There's also a call of fire. You've been trying to manifest something. You've been trying to plan something for a while now, and the pieces have been kind of settling into place. At this point, I just am getting this really strong vibe off of this one that it's the fates have sealed. So whatever you were working towards, now it's kind of going to be taken over by the universe. You're just kind of along for the ride. That's not always a bad thing, but it's definitely you've put the work in to get to this point, and the universe is now stepping in. And when we talk about the mystery and the unknown, you don't get to know immediately anyway how things are going to play out. You have set the intention, so the end game, you know that. But how you get there, this is where that mystery comes in, and that's where you have to kind of trust the process. That's not easy, but it is something that is doable. And when we look at the energy from that, it's actually saying as long as you stay focused on the goal, the next steps are going to resolve themselves, and you really don't have to actively do anything there. So that's a plus. Your second rune is the Algae's rune, which is the rune of protection. Color is gold. Tarot association is the moon, subconscious energy. Also, fire's opposite, which is water. So you're dealing with a little contrarian energy here. But you also have Cancer, so that's again water. Protection from danger, resisting temptations, and new beginnings are possible. So fire, there's a strong energy here of finishing, completion. You're protected even when you feel like things are out of control, which they probably are because it's not your control. It doesn't mean that it's over. It doesn't mean that you have to be scared. What this week is really bringing forward is when you are aligned with source, with spirit, with God's source, everything kind of falls into place, especially when you do your part of the work. This coming week is really saying you've done your part. Now it's time to trust the process, allow God's source to do her thing, allow your angels and guides to do their things, knowing that you are divinely protected and that you are really in a powerful spot. With the moon and Cancer coming forward, your emotions might be a little bit high, which with the full moon coming in, that's great news, right? But you also are dealing with subconscious things. So your struggle, if you will, this week, your challenge, is going to be dealing with the subconscious aspects of what's happening. Yes, you may not be the one in control, but that doesn't mean that you have to be worried, afraid, or anything else. It's going to play out the way it's meant to. So let's hop over to our Earth family. Earth covers, excuse me, Taurus, Virgo, and Capricorn. So if you're Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, or you have Earth, good grief, Earth high up in your charts, we are looking at Ingas, which is a rune of fertility. Color is yellow. Tarot association is judgment. And astrology is new moon. So Earth, there's some balance coming into play for you. It's a completion of an idea or project, a new beginning, a time of positive energy and good fortune. I'm also feeling that this is a really grounding time for you. The fertility that's coming up is more about connecting with your spouse or your partner. If you happen to be single, this could be just reconnecting with an old friend that you haven't seen in a while, because there's something new that's coming out of this. It could be a new relationship, it could be a new baby along the way, it could be taking a relationship to a deeper stance, but there's a creation aspect with this new balancing and grounding energy that's coming forward. So you've got a pretty good start coming up here. Your second rune is Laguz, which is the water rune. Color is deep green. Tarot association is the star, and astrology is the moon. Unconscious, intuition, mystery, psychic awareness, hidden sources of creativity. Earth, did you have a hidden talent that you thought no one knew about? Something creative, something artistic that you've been kind of keeping a secret about? You're one heck of a painter, you know how to arrange a room, feng shui style. You just know things. This is something that is going to come forward, and when you tie these two runes together, Ingas and Laguz, you have this water fertility, the fluid aspect of creation, where it starts as an idea, it becomes more physical, then it's brought into fruition, that inspires the next one. So this week is really going to be a go with the flow week, but it's also about really stepping into your creative spark. And my guides are like, and tell Earth they need to seriously just start enjoying their art. It's okay to enjoy it. So whatever's going on there, if you're trying to maybe put it in your shadow because no one's going to appreciate what you're doing, someone is, and this is the week where you might get noticed for it. Or at least this might be the week where you rediscover that old creative spark, whether it's something like knitting, whether it's painting, whether it's writing poetry. This week is going to trigger that, and it could be this connection to this old friend or this deepening of a relationship. Something is going to spark creation there. So you have a very interesting vibe this week, Earth, because it's all about creating something new because of a connection. So see how that plays out for you. Our air family, which is Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius, we are starting you out with gotta pick up my little book here because I do not remember this one. I think it's one of the war gods. Yep, it is. Thurzaz, the god of strength. Color is bright red. Tarot association is the Emperor, and astrology is Mars. So fire and air, you're kind of dancing together again. This has been a theme for you. Protection, someone providing help, good news coming in. You also have this energy where the divine masculine aspects of life are really stepping forward to guide you. This could be a time where you're feeling a little bit nervous, air, with expressing your thoughts, being able to communicate. This may be something that you've been trying to repress because, oh, you talk too much, or no one wants to listen to the theories that you have, whether it's like conspiracy theories, whether it's art theories, whether it's, historical knowledge. This is a time where you're going to be able to shine with that. And when we are looking at all this positive masculine energy coming in, this divine masculine, it's saying it's time to project. It's time to step into a different form than what you're used to doing, which is actually kind of powerful in that respect, because it's saying that you are getting to shine. This is your time to step into the spotlight. So your second rune is you got the Laguz rune as well, which is the water rune. Colors deep green. Tarot association is the star. Astrology is the moon. Unconscious, intuition, mystery, psychic awareness, hidden sources of creativity. So, air. This is a time where you're going to shoot for the moon and land up in the stars. You're going to try something that you think is going to be small, and it's going to blast you out into the world. But it's not in the negative way. This is actually something that you have been really actually wanting to try. You've been wanting to put yourself out there anyway. But this week is when somebody is going to, again, you're getting this energy of being taken notice of. But it's because you're willing to tap into that projective energy. You're willing to step into the limelight. And whether that's at work, where you're stepping up and voicing an opinion, you could get a promotion out of that. Whether it's you're starting that YouTube channel and all of a sudden you're getting views all over the place. Whether it's opening the doors of your own business and people are noticing. This is the week where you get to step into the limelight. If this is something that is really uncomfortable, that's where that divine masculine can come in and be protective, but also remind you, this is kind of what you've been asking for, Air. This is the direction you've been headed for a while now. And now's your time to really embrace the change, the shift, and this new reality that you've put into play. You just haven't stepped into dance yet. So let's hop over to our water family, which is Cancer, Scorpio, and Pisces. All of our fishies out there. Let's see where we are at for our water family. We're starting you off with the Rune, which is the long journey on horseback. Color is bright red. Tarot association is the Hierophant. You can also see this as the High Priest. And astrology is Sagittarius. So fire and water, you are not getting along this week. You're both poking at each other. It indicates physical journeys, especially pleasant ones, journeys that bring positive developments, and it's also a spiritual journey. So water, considering the nature of water, we're going to be looking at some very emotional shifting going on. It doesn't mean negative. It just means that things are going to be rearranging a little bit. Like there may be some stuff that needs to be let go of. If that's the case, allow those tears to flow and release it. It could be just bringing you out of a darker place, which could trigger a joyful situation. There's always the option of physical journey with Rado, but I'm really feeling this is going to be more of an inner journey for you, water. But that's actually a good thing because it's allowing you to be introspective, and it's something that you get to do from home, basically. So you can be on all of your creature comforts and still have this experience. And that's the beauty of what's happening. And it's saying that it's because of what you have started. Everything that you've been working towards, working on. Water, you feel like you're not being seen, that you're not being respected, that you are having... This is interesting energy. They're not giving me words, they're giving me symbols. You've been playing a part, but you feel like no one's paying attention. This week is where someone's going to be paying attention to you, and it's actually going to help you process this emotional travel that you're dealing with, or going through, or however you want to phrase that. But your second rune is actually putting a gigantic smile on this. It's the Gibo rune, which is blessings and generosity. Colors deep blue. Tarot association is the Lovers. Astrology is Pisces. This is your rune, water. This is such a powerful energy to tie into this with. It's the sign of gifts, generosity, giving, people coming together, and relationships deepening. So as you go through this journey, water, really pay attention to the people who are supporting you. And it doesn't have to be like bombastic, although I'm getting this impression that there's going to be something revealing coming up that's going to put the spotlight on you, or that you're going to be acknowledged in a public way, which is kind of fun, a little nerve-wracking, don't get me wrong, but you have Gibo coming in saying, this is actually the best option. This is the best possible outcome for the journey that you are currently on. That journey is going to have ups and downs. That journey is going to make you look inside and understand yourself at a much deeper level. But that journey is going to lead to a blessing, and that blessing is going to open doorways. So however this works out for you, whether it's a new job position, whether it's a new relationship, a deepening of a relationship, water, you're in a really positive spot. Even though it might feel like a little chaos to start with, you're heading in the right direction. So overall general vibe that I'm picking up here is there's going to be some shifting, but it's all going to be amplified by this full moon that's coming up, this super full moon energy thingy. And it's really saying this is the time for you to accept the gifts of the universe, accept the changes that are coming in, because you are the one that started this process. Earth, air, fire, water. You said, I'm putting my foot on this path, and the universe is like, okay, let's do this. This week, there's going to be some important things happening, whether you're consciously aware of it or it's subconscious. A lot of lunar energy coming in, so it could be dream states. Be open to the new experiences, be open to the new changes. And with that, I will let you go. Hit that subscribe button, drop a like on the video, and comment. Let me know what you guys think about the runes this week, and any suggestions for improving or changing up this particular reading. I love using these runes. It's really starting to be fun for me. So, I mean, it's always been fun. It's getting more intuitive. There we go. With that, I'll let you guys go. Have a great rest of your week.